Well, having been involved in our internal mediation scheme right from the beginning, I think having an in-house mediation team is absolutely worth it.
If you're considering implementing a mediation scheme in your organisation, now is the time to act. To help you take advantage of the benefits of mediation, I'd like to invite you to a seminar run by the TCM Group on how to establish and manage an internal mediation scheme in public sector organisations. During this free seminar, you'll hear how a number of public sector organisations have established internal mediation schemes and reaped valuable benefits. Major savings by avoiding costly grievances and costly employment tribunals. Better employee relations for your organisation. And increased productivity, increased morale, even during these tough times. And here are some public sector organisations who've established mediation schemes in their organisations.
We decided to set up an in-house mediation scheme because we were getting a lot of referrals through to psychology where the root cause of the problem was conflict at work, either conflict with the manager or conflict with a colleague. And we wanted to see if we could set up an initiative that was starting to work upstream so we could provide a conflict intervention earlier for staff, and also if we could support managers to start to think about conflict differently. The biggest benefit of having an in-house mediation scheme is that it gives staff an alternative when they're faced with conflict. When previous to having mediation, staff's main option is either to maybe go off sick or to take some formal action. So first of all, just by existing, it gives a different alternative. Then when staff use the service, it gives them a whole new way of thinking about conflict at work and hopefully a development opportunity for them and their teams. And it gives the organisation a way of responding to conflict in a way that will keep staff in work and hopefully productive while they're resolving it.
Yes, I think they have. We've seen significant costs reduced. We've just completed our first year in operation and we've done 6 successful mediations using our in-house mediators rather than bringing in externals, which would have cost us about £10,000. Of course, the cost of resolving a dispute isn't cheap, and of course it can have an expensive knock-on effect. For example, an employment tribunal in BIS, when we think about the amount of HR time, line management time, we estimate it can come to about 400 hours worth of work, and if we total that up, it could be well over £5,000. And that's probably using 4 witnesses and having a 5-day hearing. In addition to that, don't forget we've got legal costs as well, and per case that could at a minimum be about £15,000. Travel and subsistence costs for people attending the tribunal, £25 to £30. So all in all, we're looking about £20,000 plus per case. And let's not forget also, we've got hidden costs as well for the people attending and being witnesses, the stress involved and the potential for, higher sickness absence. I think the advice I would give you is around about ensuring that you have a robust business case, including the costs for introducing the service, involving and consulting with your trade unions as early as possible, completing a full tender process and selecting a mediation provider who will work with you and works for you and gets the sort of service that you want to provide. Invite volunteers from across the organisation, your ordinary staff members at whatever level.
I think if we didn't have a mediation scheme, it means that staff would still have few alternatives when they're faced with conflict at work, which I think particularly with the pressures in public sector organisations, people are very worried about losing jobs, mean that people will stay in jobs but maybe not be as productive, not have options, feel more trapped, more stressed. And I think, so it reduces that alternative. It also means that people don't have the skills that you get from being trained as mediators or coming in using a scheme and having to think about conflict differently.
So, please join TCM at our free seminar to find out more about mediation and how it can benefit your organisation. If you can't attend, please contact us via our website or by email. We'll gladly send you further information. Thank you. I look forward to meeting you.